Hi, this is Babcia with Babcia's Coffee and Crafts, and welcome to my craft room. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time. Pull up a chair. I have a chair right across the table from me. And let's get started with this cute DIY video. Now, I picked this form up from April B. Creations on Etsy. Now, it's solid, it's heavy, and I decided the first thing I want to make, I'm going to trace this on foam board first. Going to save the heavier piece for a later project, possibly because I'm going to add gems to it, and I need the thickness of this. But what I want to do today and show you, when I think and look at this area, and I love honey hives, I'm thinking that to create this area in a honey hive, okay, but then still add the shawl, the scarf, and of course paint the face, maybe add an earring, I'm not sure, but I think of her as a queen bee that I want to create and make into an art piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is trace around this board, cut it out, and then work with that pattern. So let's get going. Find me on Instagram as well, legacies_little_luxuries_arts. So let's get going. And today is the Friday, the 21st of February 2020. Bay City, Michigan. Alrighty. Wasn't too hard to cut, and like I said, I didn't want it exactly like this, okay, but the pattern's there, it's doable. Next idea is to paint. The first thing I'm going to do is apply a primer, because there is cracks in this poster board, so I want to make sure that there's a layer before I actually add the base tone. I want to add the primer to cover that up. Now, the thing is this going to be facing this way, or is she going to be facing this way? And I kind of like the idea of her facing this way. I see it in my head, the hive. Okay, let's get some paints out and prime this. The same paint that I've used for the foam dice, and it turned out very well. Covering foam was the Waverly Chalk white acrylic paint, okay? Now, I like Waverly Chalk because it is a little powdery, and plus it'll absorb over foam, so it should absorb on top of this foam board. So I'm going to chalk it with that. And today is Jeffree Star's reveal. Anybody watch Jeffree Star on YouTube? Oh, my daughter loves Jeffree Star, so I just ordered the Bloodlust collection for her. So maybe in the future, if we have a Jeffree Star reveal, we might place it on YouTube and show you what she received. So anyhow, let's start painting the primer. I am coating on both sides, okay, so that way I can coat around the edge of this as well. And this is my first layer, chalk paint. It'll dry real quick, and then I'll add another layer. I kind of like how these wrinkles are in the foam board, because it kind of makes it look more realistic. We'll see. I was thinking of paint pouring, so it's going to cover it if I paint pour, because of the many colors that I could use. And paint pouring is really easy. It's not going to take a lot of paint. Just mix up a bunch of colors and then let it all dissipate on its own. But this is the first layer. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to paint another layer. My hook is set. That side's dry. I'm going to start making rows with this nautical rope till it comes up to here. Okay, I gave it one coat of Mod Podge acrylic sealer so I don't chip the paint tomorrow while I'm working on everything else. And I'm going to let her set overnight, and I am finished. This is what I used. I use this a lot on all my projects. It's in a spray so it can be easily and quickly applied. Oh, we'll see you on Saturday. Well, here I am on a Saturday, day 2. She's coming together. She dried really nice overnight, and everything's not coming off from the Mod Podge spray. Okay, so what I've decided to do is make up some Swedish braid pieces out of burlap. This will be her hair. And then I also broke a bracelet for these black roses, and I will place that on this. So anyhow, the Swedish braid, all it is a square piece of burlap, and then you just bring the 2 corners together like that, and it makes a Swedish braid. Okay? Now, when you make a Swedish braid on a wreath, you use pins to keep the shape, and I'm just going to use hot glue. Okay. So anywho, here she is, and I'm just going to take the braids and start gluing them on. I pre-made a few of them, so what I'm going to do is layer it this way. Okay, I'm just showing you right now because I'm just doing a slideshow for the second half. Excuse me. And when I get the pieces on, she will look kind of like that. And then I have some leftover sunflower ribbons that I'm going to place on here. I'm going to use this bow that I made with the sunflower ribbon and burlap. Place her on the top. I will place an earring here and there somewheres, probably right there. And then I will build a bracelet, or take the bracelet and build a pretty little necklace for her around her neck. And this is what we call mixed media art. Okay? Now, since she is going to be a queen bee, I plan on making a honey hive right here, a nest, finding some bees. I have to look around. If I don't have any bees, I'm going to run out to Hobby Lobby and get some bees. After all, she's Queen Bee, and she's going to represent Black History Month here in the USA, because Black History Month is February 2020, in case you didn't already know. So that's how I'm going to decorate her. So let me get out my hot glue and place the pieces on. It's divine. And so, here she is, before I can turn the top portion into a honey hive. So it looks very divine and elegant in her own individuality. Hashtag so far so good. Hashtag artisfreedom. Find me on Facebook. I will post her on Facebook at Legacy's Little Luxuries Arts and Crafts YouTube. It's the same name as the channel. And my Pinterest board is the same name. And my Instagram is Legacy's Little Luxuries Arts. Beautiful. Simple, easy. Like I said, I will make it into a honey hive in the back. But I think I'm going to end this video now, and then I'll add that later on. Subscribe, hit the like button, share. After all, this is Black History Month, February 2020, with Queen Bee. Bless. Folks, here I am. This is part 2 of the Queen Bee African Diva Black History Month mixed media art piece. I am heading out of Bay City. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going into Saginaw to Hobby Lobby and the Saginaw Dollar Tree. You want to check out what the Dollar Tree has in a different city. I have 3 Dollar Trees in my city because I live close to Jacksonville, and I consider that my city. But I'll see what they have out here in Saginaw. And might as well, I'm heading that way. Normally I buy things online. I think Hobby Lobby and Michael's and craft stores are extremely expensive for mixed media art. Because mixed media art is stuff you throw together that you already have. In part 1, I already did that. I already had the nautical rope. I've had it in my stash for about 6-7 months. I buy that at the Dollar Tree. It's only $1. Then, of course, I always have poster board on hand, paints, and I had a burlap that I used into Swedish spray. I already had cotton flowers, so, you know, Canal Bridge, I want to go north. Anyhow, today I'm going to look for bumblebees. I need some bees, and once I get to the store, I'll show you what it looks like. I do like their displays. Here's a Paris theme. I look at this as Paris. Look at the acrylic chairs. I love how they display their items they sell. Beautiful. Hobby Lobby was $24.10. Whoa! I can get so much for $24 online. But I grabbed what I could. You've seen some photos. Alrighty, I'm going to head on home, eat some lunch, and then I'm going to start my part 2 DIY video on this. Boy, oh boy, what a shopping trip, huh? So here we are back in my craft room. Grabbing me some coffee. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. The pot is brewing. Have a seat across from me. This is my Madonna book art. You know, Madonna was born here in Bay City, Michigan. That is also another mixed media art form. You know, I love mixed media art. So here's one that I have up on my wall. The girls and I went to a farm and had pictures taken. So those pictures I have created mixed media art with. The mixed media art's different textures, different materials, lettering, numbers. You can use metal, you can use plastic, whatever you want to use. This took me a while because I have snow texture, I have lace, and then there is glitter all around this. However, before I applied glitter, I used various ink colors. Turquoise, green. And that's what mixed media does. It brings out different colors. See, this is just rhinestone mesh. And look at the colors it turned out to become while I used inks. Yep. And this is just plaster made into bricks. Here you have a peacock, a scrapbook, peacock. Here I have a sundial, some gears. So anyways, you get the idea. You get the basic idea. And that's why I'm trying to create with my queen bee something similar to that effect. You have an object, and then you have the paint. You have many different textures, burlap. You have many different designs. You have a twisted rope. You have the Swedish braid. And then you also have like a living creation in it. And that's where I'm going to make the top part a beehive. Okay? Here, my living creation is we're walking into the snow. See, you have spring and fall, and we're walking into the snow. It's giving the picture life. You know, with Madonna, I have sheet music. You know, she's representative of music. And there's a house I created out of the book. And you have all different types of, you have tin in the back. You have wording. You have her photo with a butterfly. You know, and then you bring it out into a 3D and 4D and bring it to life. Here she's inside a dome. This is a dome. So, if you've been following my channel since 2017, you see a lot of creative mixed media artwork. That's one of my favorite artworks is mixed media. So let's get going with this queen bee. What did I find? Excuse me. You know, the word queen. And then, of course, I found this beautiful patch. That will be the queen bee. And then I found these cute little bees with feathered wings. Now, this is different. Looks like they use quail feathers. Okay, so I might or I might not use these. And I did find some of these. They're stick-ons, but they're like rhinestones. And then, of course, the buttons. And then at Dollar Tree, I found this ladder with the bee. And once I get better with this, I am going to create something with the original pattern and that with that plastic chipboard. And here's a beautiful dragonfly. So I might use this later on. I'm not sure what I'm going to create with the other pattern. If it's going to be a Marilyn Monroe type gal. I'm not sure. I'm really enjoying the Black History Month this month and the African American culture. So maybe make another one. I'm not sure. Beautiful. Anyhow, let's get going. And thank you for the little trip. And let's finish this up. I really love how these little bees are on the wires. They're bringing my queen bee to life. Beautiful. I did use what you call model paint because I had to paint over this nautical rope, and it's very hard to paint anything that's burlap or nautical rope or twine. Is very hard to paint, so I used that. I found that today too, and I'll shop it. I was thinking I really need a good strong paint to make the beehive hole, but I can place these now around, and then you'll see it come to life. It's beautiful. Might not be for everybody, but remember, honeybees represent my family because my grandparents raised bees and they sold honey. People would line up to buy their honey. You don't find people selling honey a lot these days or owning a beehive, especially since we live in the city. I have still yet to figure out where I'm going to place queen. It's either going to place it here or down here, I'm not sure. But I just love these little bees for $5. I can manipulate and maneuver them. I decided the name Queen would go right here in the entrance. And then now I'm just placing a little bit of hot glue And I'm going to try to make it look like there's honey coming out of this hive. Because these bees and the queen bee's colony is active. So once it dries, I'm going to paint it yellow. There she is. Beautiful. I might place her in my kitchen, since I have honey hives in there, and I have bees in my kitchen, and I have sunflowers. You've been in my kitchen, you've seen what it looks like. Wow, I think I am finished. I was going to use these, but these are a different bee, so I think this is enough. You don't want to overdo it. You know, you can just start piling on and piling on and piling on, but find some yellow paint, paint up that hot glue drippings, and then it will be finished. Why, of course, I didn't have yellow, so I mixed some gold and some orange. Kind of gave it that color. What do you think? I like mixing up paint. You'd be amazed what colors you can come up with. But yep, that's what I did. Wait for it to dry and kind of go over it again. Oh, honey is amber, really. It's amber color. But that'll do. Living, it's living. Trying to bring it to life. Well, final photos. I'd love to go outside with it today. Place it up against my wooden fence because it would really bring out her. But it's windy as all heck outside today. So let's get some photos. Subscribe. Find me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. I'll link all that below in the description box today with this video. And I thank you for watching part 2 in our little trip trying to find just that particular queen bee. And that's kind of what I wanted. And this is a pin. I thought it was a patch, but it's a pin. So I can remove it and place it anywhere on here. See you again, because the next DIY idea is all 100% Dollar Tree. It's very, very frugal and very, very cute. Of course, made by Babcia at Babcia's Coffee and Crafts. See you then. Bye.